Hi everyone, trust you all are doing well and welcome back to another lesson where we're going to be learning about querying relations in Eloquent. In this one this is the part 3. This is basically our final one. Now, what we're doing in this one, we want to query if a relationship is present or absent. So how we do that? The new one that we created, I just created a nav link for vehicles. Then we basically bring on all the vehicles right here. Then we customers with vehicles and customers without vehicles. So let's go to Visual Studio Code and see how I set this up. But before we do that, let me just click on customers with vehicles. Now, as you can see, it brings us a customer that have more than one vehicle, and it returns customers without vehicles. It basically returns the ones that is without. And obviously we paginate it. Okay. So let's see this setup. Okay, so basically we get the customers that have vehicles and customers that doesn't have vehicles and extra queries on the relationship. All right, so let's go to our vehicle controller that I created. All right, in our index method, basically what we're doing is we just bring in the vehicles and then we paginate the vehicles. So nothing special there. All right, so that's the first one that we've done. So if we go back to the browser, on the index method, right here is basically we get all the vehicles and the owner of the vehicle, just so that we can see who the owner is, and basically we paginate it. As you can see, there's 100 results right there, and as you can see. All right, so let's go back to the controller. All right, so in our controller, basically with vehicles. So basically what we've done now is if the user has vehicles. Right, so we're checking if that relationship is empty or if it exists or it is absent. All right. So basically, if a user has vehicles, please bring in that vehicles right here. So then we basically return it to the view. So our vehicles controller right here with vehicles, and then we basically paginate over that user with it. All right, so but now the thing is a user have many vehicles, so on that vehicles relationship right there, because it will return a collection, we iterate it over with the for each loop right there. Okay, so then we add the for each right here. So if we go back to our controller, now let's say we want to return extra things on that relationship. All right, so let's go. Obviously, this one is the doesn't have. We will discuss that in a second. Let's go with the extra. Let's comment this with vehicles out. And use another one right here. So let's say if the user has vehicles, but the condition is if they have 2 vehicles. All right, so let's return that and see what that brings us first. So if we refresh now, it will only bring users back, so customers with vehicles. It will only bring users that return users that have 2 vehicles, as you can see right there. Right. So let's say we put another condition. Let's say we want to return users that have 3 vehicles, not just 2. So let's go. All right. So let's change this to 3. And let's go back to the browser. And if we refresh, as you can see, it returns these 10 users because they got 3 vehicles right here. And we can obviously increase it to 4 as well because I've seeded the database so that we can query it on 4. All right. But now let's change it a bit up. Now, what if we want to make an extra query on that kind of relationship? All right, so let's comment this out and go to the with vehicles again. Now in this one, we want to query where has vehicles, obviously, but where the make is Chrysler. All right, and return that user. Okay, so basically what we have done is go to the user if it has a relationship of vehicles and where the make is Chrysler. Okay, then return and paginate it with 10. Or you can use a get method, or you can paginate it. All right, so let's see what that returns in the browser. So as you can see, it returns these users. As you can see, they each got a Chrysler right there, this guy, Professor Macy, she's got 2 Chrysalis, and Mr. Watson has got a Chrysler as well, so it returns all the user with a Chrysler. You can even use just the word Chrys like this, or just cry with a percentage mark, because it's going to look for that word right there. Right now, as you can see, some users got 2 Chryslers. As you can see right there, this guy got 2 and this one got 2. So what if we want to return a query where we only want to check if the user got 2 Chryslers? So we can do that. So let's comment this one out. So we're going to do the same query, but now we're going to check if the user has vehicles. We're going to go to where the user, all right, there's the relationship. And then we want to check where the like is like Chrysler, yes, but we want to check if there's 2. Or we can say equal to 2 or less than 2 or less than equal to 2. But I want to check if the ones that have 2. So let's save this and see what it returns for us. So let's go to our browser again and let's refresh. As you can see, it only returns 3 users. So as you can see, Mr. Cozy, or I don't know if it's a Mrs. or Mr. Okay, Mr. Cozy, he's got 2 Chryslers, or she's got 2 Chryslers, 1 year and 1 year. And Kira, she's got a Chrysler as well right there. And Professor Macy's got the 2 Chryslers right there. So that's how you can actually query if the relationship is if it's present, and you can do extra queries on that relationship like here. Now let's say you have a blog, and you can say if in the blog some form in the blog, the comment section, the word is present or something like that, you can query it like that as well. All right. So let's go back. All right. So that's how you can actually just check it right there, to check if the relationship is present. If it's present, you can do an extra query on the relationship and stuff like that. So let me just comment this one out, and let's just go to the basic one, the one that we started with. All right, so that one right there. Now, the other thing, this is if you check if the relationship is present. Now, the doesn't have actually does the same thing. Now, instead of checking if it's present, it's actually check if it's not present. So we want to check if the users that doesn't have vehicles. So let's go to our browser and see that. So if I refresh again, as you can see, it returns the users with vehicles. And if we go to the customers without vehicles, it returns this right here. Okay, so it returns the users that don't have. So 12 users doesn't have vehicles in our database. All right, so that's basically the checking if it's present or not present, the relationship. Okay, so you can use the has or doesn't have, or you can use the where has, but with a query builder in order just to check extra conditions on your query. Right. Thank you guys for watching. And yes, if you have any more questions or anything like that, please leave it in the comment section, and I will try and respond to that. Let me just show you the routes as well that I created. It's nothing special, and basically it's just a get routes with vehicles and without vehicles, and then I just named the routes right here just in case, and right there. So it's nothing special. Obviously you want, if you're doing something like this, you're probably going to do it in their own separate controllers and stuff like that. I just wanted to do it for simplicity's sake in just one controller so that I can show you all of that. All right, so if you guys like the video, please give it a like. If you don't like it, please give it a dislike and some constructive feedback to help me improve my videos, and because I want to kind of give good content in the sense of things that you will need and find useful for yourself so that you can code better and stuff like that. All right. Thank you guys, and I appreciate you guys for being here and watching the videos. And yes, I'll see you in the next one. And I'm busy with the forum right now, so that will take me a while to post the next video, because the forum will take me a couple of maybe a couple of days or maybe a week or 2 to build, and after that I'll be able to upload it for you. All right, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.